Hey, who made these guys the hose? Hey. As you can see, we got all our friends from Factory 5 Racing, Dart Engines, ISIS Power, TransStar. They're all here helping us build this killer 33 Factory 5 hot rod.
And believe it or not, 3 days ago, this was actually a big stack of parts. But get ready to burn rubber. All right, we're back on our Factory 5 33 Ford hot rod project. Now, the first thing we did was we got the body in. We had a big stack of parts, obviously, we had to unload. And once we got all these boxes uncrated, we actually built our own 400+ horsepower engine from Dart. Got our chassis powder coated. We're doing a lot of installation as far as front suspension. We've got our monster transmission in. Our wiring, a lot of our plumbing is done. Before we put the body on it, we had to do some prep work. They make the doors a little big so you can trim them down. And once you get it all set, you gotta make sure that you get it located so that your doors come back. So once we put it back in its spot, we know exactly where it goes. And that way, you've got a perfect fit. And that's where Scott comes in from TransStar, because at that point, you're ready to do some prep work.
Absolutely. So what we've done here is the body was sent to the body shop. Went ahead and did the prep sanding that was necessary. Factory 5 gave us a really solid body to work with. Everything was clean. So all we had to do was go through a couple of little cast lines, remove it, smooth them down, put a little bit of body filler on it. Put it in the booth and get a good primer coat on it.
And I'm assuming a couple of coats of primer.
Yep, a couple coats. Basically, the initial process is going to be to get the primer on there, lock it back, go back and check for any minor imperfections, anything you want to perfect, and just tighten up a little bit more, maybe a little bit of glaze, and then back in the booth for a little bit more primer.
Yep, get it to probably 400 grit.
400 grit.
At that point, you're ready for a sealer.
Absolutely.
I'm assuming probably like just a single stage, one shot.
It's a 4-to-1-to-1 mix on the sealer, and they're going to go ahead and apply one, maybe two coats, depending on the coverage that they're looking for. And once they've got that on, proper flash time, and then go ahead with your base.
Sealer's good to put on because if you have any different, sand throughs, if you have a spot that goes through the glass or goes through to a different layer of primer, it's a good way to put down first and make sure you get a good consistent base.
Any imperfection in the surface, little sand scratches, maybe a little bit of color drift where you've had a little bit of body filler show through. It just gives you a nice uniform, even color and good chemical adhesion for your base coat.
So we picked the color. We decided to go with a cream. Went with a silver pearl over the top just to give a little bit of sheen, give a little bit of interest, and kind of show some of the shape.
Yeah, so basically what we've got here is our final product was the cream base coat that we applied at the beginning of our tri-coat paint process. So we get a nice even 3 coats of cream color, put the pearl on for a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit more effect. Basically that's going to give us a nice bright highlight on our rolls, and then on the side tone area you're going to get a little bit of a shadow, a little darker color. Just gives the car a little bit more pop when you get it out in the sun, a little bit more life. And then to protect it all, you get a flat clear, semi-flat clear.
And with that, we don't have to rub it. With a semi-flat.
Nobody likes to
it's
buff.
so nice.
Yes, much better.
All right, I got my lizard skin coating on the underside of my trans tunnel. Now that's nice and dry finally. It's going to knock down the heat, knock down the sound, and now I can start doing a lot of work on fitment in the interior. So I got my tunnel in. Now I can start finding the right driver position, pedal position, shifters. Now here's the seats from Factory 5, nice and comfortable. And what's cool is you can custom sort of mount the thing where you want. Lift this up, drill your holes in the frame, bolt her down. And if you want some adjustability, they got seat tracks too. So I think I'm gonna find myself a good seat position. Got my steering wheel. I can adjust my pedal height. I can mount my little throttle here. So I'll get that where I want. Somewhere up in there that's comfortable. And it's all about me at this point.
Hey, us.
Us. Bryan and I are about the same size, so hopefully we don't have to argue about too much of that. So I'm gonna find myself a nice position for the shifter. We got a couple options here from B&M. They got great ratchet style shifters and a few other varieties too, but I think I like this black Stealth Pro ratchet. It's got a cool carbon fiber inlay on it. Matches the theme. We got a lot of black sort of accents going on. So I think all I want to do is find myself a good position here where I like. I'll scrap a couple of holes, and now I can come back and drill them. I'll put a couple of gussets so Everything's nice and stout. I don't pull through the fiberglass. We're this much closer, banging some gears. Okay. All right, stick around. We got more action coming up. Factory 5 hot rod build.
Day 3 of the build. I don't think we're gonna make the deadline.
Hey.
Oh, you're the host. I'm sorry.
The drama builds. Deadlines are looming. Builders are sweating. Everyone's getting scared.
Sorry.
Anybody else?
All right, welcome back. We are this close to firing up our brand new 530 horsepower Dart engine. Now Jeff's over here, he's gonna set our fuel pressure. We're gonna key on a couple times, get the fuel flowing. He can dial this thing before we even start it. You wanna key it?
Sure.
Just don't go to start. So he's gonna get it set up at about 45 PSI, and you might need to key it on a couple times, you know, until you get it set just right. Then it's the moment of truth.
Yep.
Okay, go for it. Pretty much on the first crank. Jeff's setting the timing. As soon as we get this distributor locked down, this guy is ready to get on the ground and go start to tear some rubber off these tires. What do you think, Jeff? All right, here, buddy.
Good. Not bad for a big box of parts.
Oh, yeah. In 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Pro Stock Jeff right here, man. Thanks for bringing the goods.
We got this baby running. We got most of the fluids taken care of. The leaks are gone. And now it's time for a little testing, which obviously we can't do without a nice set of wheels. Glenn's Wheel Polishing's put these together for us. And obviously they're of my choice, thanks to me slamming on Byrd over there.
You know what? I really dig these Forge Line Motorsports wheels. They got this really cool sort of center lock knockoff sort of look to them, real performance inspired, that race look. And you know, they come with a left-hand thread for the right side and a right-hand thread for the left side. That makes sense, keeps everything nice and torqued. 100% American-made wheels. They come on basically any finish that you want, back spacing that you need, and all the diameters that you're looking for in a performance wheel. There's 60-61 T6 centers and outers. You know they're going to be stout. And we got tons of room for brake clearance, so if we want to upgrade in the future, we're all set. So I think I want to get this thing torqued to spec, get it on the ground, do a nut and bolt check on the car, go for that first test drive.
All right, Byrd, we got our blinker fluid filled up just perfectly, so go ahead and hit that right blinker. Left, headlight, money. All right,
Yeah.
good to go.
All right, diagnostics are a breeze. We got our ISIS power wiring system in. It's got a main brain, all our switches go in there. What's cool, when I flip a switch, right on that panel, it tells me what switch it is, what power cell, if I'm gonna feed in the front, or if I got a power cell in the rear, that all that stuff's connected and working right. So Brian's gonna take a quick check on the rear, just make sure the brake lights are actually working, but he can actually do some diagnostics on the power cells as well.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that.
Brakes,
Yep, blinkers.
blinker.
Yeah, what's really cool with this is I can see the light going on to that circuit. And as it goes to each one, it's very simple to diagnose. This car doesn't have a lot of electronics, but as you get more complex, if you use a system like this, it makes it very easy to see if a circuit's down, if something's wrong. So it makes it really nice and expandable. Now if you come to the door, you can see all the structure that's in here. That keeps it good and solid. It mounts to the hinge in the back, which is suicide, just like the original 33. You got a modern safety latch in the front. This thing went back in real nice. All the gaps look pretty sweet.
Yeah, we got our nice safety, and We got a nice comfort. Check out that tilt steering wheel. So, why don't you hop in, Brian? We got our seats mounted, we got our harnesses. You know, like I said, we got doors.
Let's go.
This thing is on the ground and ready to go for our first test drive.
Yeah. Don't go away. We got more from
You Guys Garage.
Man.